Good afternoon. We're joined today by a very special guest. So I'll be speaking with Dennis Hauger today. How are you, Dennis? How's things?
All good. I'm in America now. I just came from Long Beach for the INDYCAR race. So, yeah, all good.
Fantastic. Just the way we like to get started, then, if it's okay with you, just have a little bit of a talk on how your sort of love for motorsport began, where this all came from. I understand, I believe you started karting around at the age of 5.
Yeah, my dad has always loved motorsport as well. He was doing rally back home in Norway when I was a kid. So when I was 1 years old, I was following him around. And then when I was 2, got my first quad. So I was basically driving around back home with the diapers on and then motocross 4, and then karting 4, 5 as well. So yeah, it started early, but I was doing a lot of different sports at the time when I was a kid, all the way through, and it was sort of nothing that compared to motorized vehicles. I love that part, and it's sort of always been the passion, no matter what else I've tried. So I sort of knew early on that's what I love, that's what I like to do, and that's what I'm good at. So yeah, it came early on, and then it built from there, I guess.
Yeah, superb. I mean, growing up, is this sort of a standout person that was an inspiration for you that you had to tune in to watch week in, week out?
To be honest, I didn't really have like one person that I always followed. Like I loved watching anything, any type of sport that was on the TV. I loved watching like INDYCAR, NASCAR, F1. There was something on that was racing related, or a race that was coming. I was watching it. But I think honestly, my dad was probably one of the bigger inspirations when I was with him when I was a kid. And he was my mechanic when I was in karting back home at a young age, and just helping me, always being there to support, and even like at a young age, teaching me a few things. So probably that would be the one. But I mean, I always had Sebastian Vettel was one of the guys I was watching in F1 in the early days with Red Bull when he was winning. And that's sort of my first memories of Formula One on the TV, for example. So him and Michael Schumacher were sort of the ones were always watching videos on when I was a kid. And I always found not just driving, obviously, but also the person they were was pretty cool. So those are probably the main ones.
Yeah, for sure. Two of the greats as well. So not bad inspiration there, I suppose, to get you along the right path. Obviously, you're only a young man yourself, just recently turned 22. Been very successful already. Obviously, Italian Formula 4 winner, Formula 3 winner. What did those sort of wins mean for you on your way up? Obviously, secured a junior contract with Red Bull and a reserve driver role with them. What did that mean for you?
Obviously, a good opportunity along the way. When I was 14, I was doing World Championship in karting and with CRG, and basically I got a simulator test in Milton Keynes with Red Bull, and it went really well, and the contract was sort of on the table after that. And yeah, then the Formula career began. There was not really any plans at that time for me. Like when I switched over to Formula cars, we didn't really have a plan with anything. It's sort of just build it up from the results, and it's just happened at some point. So yeah, that was a really good opportunity for me to sort of build into the Formula careers with them, and take that step. So obviously that was a big one in my career going forward. And it's always tough in the program, obviously, especially in Red Bull. I think I had a decent year, but me not being from a big country with a big market value, you really have to just put down the results. So first year, I think I finished 4th. Could have been better, but had some issues here and there along the season. So then I was sort of off the program more or less, and then I won the next year, and then I was back on, and it sort of kept on going like that up through the series. to be fair. So yeah, it's always big pressure, but a big opportunity, you know, to go in the program. So it was definitely a very learningful experience in those 6 years I was with them.
Yeah, was it a difficult thing for you to do to step away from that prospect of Red Bull after the 6 years, or was it something that you realised you just needed to do to further your career?
Not really, to be honest. I mean, especially like going over here, I think it was the right choice for me and my career. And also just it feels more fresh coming over here, like something new, something different environment with the different people, and it just feels like a bit of a fresh motivation to really go at it and work hard. So for me, I think it was needed, and just to take that different sort of path was the right one. So yeah, so far this year it's been great. You know, high motivation, working hard off track, and really blending in with the team to do the work. And yeah, that's a really nice feeling.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, we're moving to the INDYNXT INDYCAR stuff now. You've had a fantastic start to your INDYNXT career. Obviously, securing pole on your debut, and obviously winning the first race of the season in St. Petersburg. That must have been really special for you to. You was obviously the first rookie since 2021 to win on your debut. Tell us a little bit about the feeling of that race. It was a very dominant race.
Yeah, I mean, overall it was a good weekend. Obviously, getting the win, getting the track record in qualifying, and honestly, I wasn't expecting to sort of dominate it in the first round, to be honest. But that was the goal. We wanted to be up there winning races this year and fight for the championship. And now we are leading it after round one. So for sure, a good start. We had good pace from the first practice, P1 in practice one, and then P2 in practice two. I actually hit the wall in practice two and bent the toe link. So I was driving around with a bit of offset steering wheel, but when we came into qualifying, everything was just set up really great. Andretti was just made it easy for us. I think with the setup, they did a really good job, and it just was about maximizing it from then on, and which we did. So going into the race, I think we had good confidence we could do it, and it was just about managing and not stressing about it. And in the end, we got it. So super happy with the start like that to the season. It's definitely a confidence boost.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, as we said, it was a dominant display. Something you would expect someone a bit more seasoned in the Indy environment to be producing, not necessarily a rookie. You obviously look well at home there. Something I wanted to touch upon, obviously, I mean, that the St. Petersburg was obviously March the 2nd. We're now going into your next race. It's going to be the 4th of May in Alabama. How do you sort of deal with that like long period in between the opening race of the season and your next race? Is that something difficult to acclimatise to, or obviously there's been plenty going on behind the scenes?
Yeah, it's honestly you wish there was something in between more, obviously, with the races, but we still get to do some stuff. We had an oval test in Nashville a few weeks ago, which was my first oval test, which went really well. And we have a test coming up in mid Ohio in like a week. So we get to do some stuff in between, but other than that, it's mostly just training every day and trying to do the right things there, being at the shop with the team, doing some simulator work. And then, as I said, we went to Long Beach. I went to Long Beach this weekend and watched the race. Just try to learn a bit from them. You know, whatever I can take over from there to INDYNXT can always help. It can't hurt. So that was definitely cool to see as a spectator from the side. I would rather drive, obviously, but I'll take it. So yeah, it's a long break, but we get to do stuff in between and keep it going. But it's definitely going to be good to get started again with the racing when we get to Barber.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, Andretti Global is an absolutely massive name, synonymous with INDYCAR. Well, what does that mean to you, being able to represent probably one of the biggest brands in INDYCAR?
It's awesome, to be honest. Overall, just seeing the history, like I don't think anyone who's interested in motorsport or even outside that doesn't know who Andretti is and what the team represents. So it's been really cool so far, and being a part of the team and seeing how they work, how big it is, not just here but over in Europe as well. You know, with everything going on, it's a big one. So it's really cool to see, and yeah, being from the inside of it, that you can really see why they've been successful, and you know, the work they put in and the professionalism is really high, one of the highest I've ever seen in my career. So it's really cool to be a part of, and also definitely good for me, obviously, this year to work with them to maximize myself as well. So so far it's been really fun.
Yeah, that's great to hear. I mean, obviously, like I say, young racer, you've said he was a fan of INDYCAR anyway. It must be like a dream come true moment. Two more questions then, and I'll leave you go. Obviously, as you said, massive brand, especially coming across to Europe with Andretti. As we know, Andretti, Cadillac, they come into the Formula One from next season. That seat interest you at all, Dennis?
I got a few questions about that before, but I mean, I think looking at it now, it's probably a bit far-fetched. I mean, it's I need to take one step at a time here, I think, and prove myself in the US. I think it's going to be the main thing this year. Prove myself to the teams and show what I can do. And then obviously, I think next year, obviously the main goal for me is INDYCAR, and that's I think the most realistic goal as well. And then obviously whatever comes. I'd be open to it, obviously, but
yeah.
But I think looking realistically at it, INDYCAR is my goal at the moment, and the way I want to go, and then we'll see what comes out of that. But I'll just take it step by step, you know, finish this year, do as well as I can, and then we'll see from there. But it's definitely cool to see, you know, Cadillac and Andretti going up the ladders, and it's just, you just see how big that team is then, and how they keep growing through the years now.
Yeah, for sure. That's such a huge fan base. So final question before I let you go then, Dennis. For any sort of young fan aspiring to have a career in motorsport, any advice or tips you would give them?
Honestly, like I think from a young age, what I miss the most probably from the younger days is that you were driving all the time, and there was nothing like super serious. You were just doing what you love and having fun with it. And I think when you're at your young stage of your career in karting, it's and you start up, I think just driving as much as you can is the main thing. To become, you know, I think naturally good, just driving in all conditions, driving all the time. When I was a kid, I was driving when it was on ice. I was driving when it was raining for days. I was driving on any condition. I think that really helped me to become a more natural driver. But honestly, just have fun and enjoy. If you love it, you just enjoy the path, and you do the work. That's the main thing. And yeah, just have fun. I think those early days are probably one of the best parts of your career, when you don't have to have that serious part, and just enjoy it. So yeah.
Well, fantastic answer, Dennis. Thank you very much for your time. We want to wish you all the best on May the 4th in Alabama. I'm sure you're going to absolutely smash it as you did round one. And just good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dennis.
I'll see you.
Thank you.